So lucky I'm back. I kind of forgot exactly the last part that the last thing that I was saying when I just did the video, but overall it's on the hypocrisy of how people try and make out like those people are the chosen, right? But then when it comes to us, they try and make out like, man, us saying that we're the chosen is a complete joke. When why is it any more funny that we're saying that we are than them saying that they are? Why? Why is that? What's so funny about that? That's what I'd like to know. Because they ain't matching the prophecy. They're talking about they're an Israelite because they're saying that their mum's one. But when you go to the Bible, it don't say that that's how it goes down. They try and claim that wearing a weird hat on their head makes them an Israelite. But I know that the Israelites were supposed to, in order to separate them and to make them look different, that they were supposed to wear fringes. So I don't know where this hat thing came from that they came up with. But that's not what the Israelites did though. Numbers chapter 15 and verse 37. And Yahweh spake unto Moses, right, which is who the law came from, right? The law was given to Moses, right? But it came from Yahweh. So if they was going to follow any customs about the Israelites, shouldn't it be this that they would be following? Verse 15 again and 37 again. Numbers 15 verse 37. And Yahweh spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, and bid them that they make fringes in the borders of their garments throughout their generations, and that they put upon the fringe of the borders of the ribbon of blue, and that they put upon the fringe of the borders a ribbon of blue, and it shall be unto you for a fringe, that you may look upon it and remember all the commandments of Yahweh and do them, and that ye seek not after your own heart and your own eyes, after which ye go to a whoring. So if they're trying to make sure that they trying to segregate themselves and they always want to, when they want to prove they're an Israelite, put that thing on their head, how about they put the fringes on your clothes instead then? How about they do that? Since they're so desperate to try and show everyone how much of an Israelite they think they are, how about they put that on their head? Because you people can't say that to us because we don't go about thinking that we can claim that we're Israelite based on our clothes. We say that we're Israelite based on prophecy, man. When you read Deuteronomy 28 and you read those curses, it's clear that it's on us. They can't say that stuff about themselves because we how much big of a crybabies these people are and how they always want to play the victim. If they could prove that Deuteronomy 28 was affecting their lives, they would do it. They wouldn't have a need to make up a word anti this and anti that. They'd be able to go into Deuteronomy 28 and go to every single example from verse 15 to verse 68 and say, look at all the things that's happening to us. But instead, they have to make up things, man, that are not worse than what anyone else has been through. They can't find any event in their life that's worse than the Atlantic slave trade. It's not possible. They can't find anything that they went through worse than what happened to the Native Americans when they had the land of America stolen from them. They can't do it. They can't do it, man. And if they could, they would do it. If they could do it, they would do it, man. Verse 40, that they may remember and do all my commandments and be holy unto your power. Now, you could say, okay, well, before 1948, they didn't do it, right? But then when they went back to the land, they did, but they ain't doing it though. They ain't wearing the fringes. But their people are saying on their behalf, oh, Ezekiel 36 has been fulfilled. Well, how come they ain't doing that then? We can say why we ain't doing that. Because we don't believe that we've fulfilled Ezekiel 36. And we also believe the New Testament that really circumcision of the mind is better than wearing fringes or circumcising your flesh. Right? We understand that, but they say they don't even believe the New Testament. Yet all you people are thinking that they're Israelites just because they're living in the land. But there was a whole 400, if you understand the Bible, you know that there was a whole 400-year period where the Israelites didn't live nowhere apart from Egypt, right? There was a whole 400-year period where the Israelites lived nowhere. In fact, it was longer than that. It was really like 430 years. There was a whole 430-year period where the Israelites lived nowhere apart from Egypt, man. They didn't live nowhere apart from that. That was the only place they lived. That was the only place they dwelt. But what are you people going to say? Oh, nah, that don't matter when it comes to us. But then if they start talking about it, then you'll be like, oh, yeah, that was messed up. If we talk about the Atlantic slave trade as a thing that's harsh, that's happened to us, You people say, oh, nah, that was ages ago. You didn't personally go through that. But then these people that are alive right now saying that they are the ancient Israelites, right? Come back. If they mention ancient Egypt, you'll say, yeah, that was messed up. But they can't prove that that happened to them. They can't prove that. So we could say the same. We can make that claim too. And we've got other captivities that we can compare that sound exactly the same as ancient Egypt. The Atlantic slave trade can be compared to that in major ways. And in fact, it was one of the stories that the slaves used at the time to get themselves through the Atlantic slave trade, and was saying about themselves, yeah, we're the Israelites, man. This is why this is happening to us. And you can look that information up, man. Antebellum, if you look up Antebellum America, Israelites, Exodus story or something like that, and you will see it, man. And you'll also see about how the Americans at the time, those Caucasian Americans, how they was trying to make out like America was the new land of Israel. That was the land of Canaan. And that they're having an exodus, but they ain't saying that no more. We're saying that we're the Israelites still, though. Like them slaves were saying at the time, we're still saying that. But they ain't saying that. So who really was telling the truth? And who really believed that? Which nation of people really believed that, man? We did. But you people, you hypocrites, you ain't going to want to believe that. But who cares, man? Your belief is not necessary for us to really be telling the truth, man. And that's the good thing about this. That it doesn't matter whether you believe that we are or not. We are anyway, right? And it's been written in prophecy that you're not supposed to believe that we are. The people that are really the Israelites, they're not supposed to be believed right now. Hosea chapter 1 and verse 10, yet the number of the children of Israel shall be as the sand of the sea, which cannot be measured nor numbered. So you ain't supposed to be able to say, oh, there's only 15 million of us worldwide. It's supposed to be innumerable. You can't number all the people that are so-called African American, so-called Latino, so-called Native American, and any man that's had a child with any other woman on the earth. You can't number all of those people. But these other people that are saying they're the Israelites, they say there's only 15 million of us. That's not innumerable. That's actually quite low in number. To be honest with you, that's not a lot of people at all. At all. Yet the number of the children of Israel shall be as the sand of the sea, which cannot be measured nor numbered. And it shall come to pass that in the place where it was said unto them, ye are not my people. Now, who in the world is really, who across the world is really saying that those people, other than us, who really says that those people are not the chosen? Nobody. Everyone believes that they are. They can just walk around with a hat on their head. Oh, I'm this, I'm that. Nobody says prove it. Nobody ever says prove it. Other than Israelites, the only people that say that they are Hebrew Israelites. Everybody else is like, yeah, you are. It's because it's on your, what is it? On your mom's side. Well, that's not how it works. Being an Israelite is not special in regards to how you decide your lineage. Every nationality, your nationality is decided by who your father is, because that's where the seed comes from. And I shouldn't have to go into the process of that, how that takes place. You should all know. You should all know that a man's genitals are different than a woman's, and that men produce a seed from their testicles, man. Right? Simple as that. And if that offends anyone, me saying that word testicles, grow up then. Grow up, man. Verse 11. In fact, verse 10 again, yet, Hosea chapter 1 and verse 10, yet the number of the children of Israel shall be as the sands of the sea, which cannot be measured nor numbered. And it shall come to pass that in the place where it was said unto them, ye are not my people, there shall it be said unto them, ye are the sons of the living God. Right? So it says to us that we ain't the Israelites. People find it hilarious. They start smirking, laughing on their face. No, you're not. You're black. Well, what makes me black then? My brown skin. Is that what makes me black? Because I can find loads of other people in this world that have got brown skin too. And are they black according to what you would say? No. So what makes me black is that you want to put a nationality on me that you know I'm not, but you don't want me to put a nationality on myself, so you want to try and give me one. And I don't accept the nationality that you give me. I don't have to accept what you want to call me. We don't have to accept that, man. And we ain't going to stop saying that we're Israelites just because it offends this world. We ain't going to stop talking about what the color of the Messiah really looked like, according to what the Bible says, that he had dark dark brown skin, man, extremely dark brown skin and white woolly hair and a white woolly beard. We ain't gonna say that we ain't gonna not say that no more just because it offends you people or because you ain't ready to hear that. Don't hear it then. Go find another book to read, man. If you don't like what the words in the book say, go find another book to read. It's not hard. There's loads of books. Go to a library and pick one and go believe that instead. If you want to believe the Bible, then you have to accept what it says in there. Everything that it says in there. Let's get verse 11. Then shall the children of Judah, Hosea chapter 1 and verse 11, then shall the children of Judah and the children of Israel be gathered together and appoint themselves one head, and they shall come up out of the land, for great is the day of Jezreel. Now, if you ask those people, where are all the tribes, they ain't going to tell you the answer to that. They ain't got the answer. In fact, for all of how we're saying that we're the Israelites, they ain't even thought, you know what? They could all at least be one tribe. They ain't even trying to hear that. Because they know that it's against them for us to say that we're the Israelites, man, because they know that they're not really them. And that if they was to try and accept us back to the land, right, that we'd overrun it because we're really the people that land goes to, man. If we started going over there and just being in that land and keeping the commandments, our skin would start glowing, would be different. If you had a receding hairline, your hair might grow, man. Your hair might just start growing. You might just wake up the next day with a big afro, man. All you Eves out there, if you went over to the land of Israel and started keeping the laws right, you'd probably not be bald-headed too, man. We'd be completely different, and they would end up just naturally coming up against us because they know that we'd be looking better than them over there. Because the laws are with us and are inclined to our spirit. And if we keep the laws, then we end up being the top nation on the earth. If they don't end up being the top nation on the world for keeping the laws, because they're not the people of the covenant. We are. They ain't the people of the covenant. And that's why they've been able to stay this top nation of the world right now. But in a sinful world, and they're sinning too. But they should be getting cursed from doing this. But they're getting more power from being wicked. But they should get cursed if they're the people of the covenant, right? Deuteronomy chapter 28 in verse 1, and it shall come to pass if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of Yahweh thy power, to observe and to do all his commandments which I commanded this day, that Yahweh thy power will set thee on high above all nations of the earth. And that's what will happen when we're keeping the law, man. But that's what's supposed to, if those people are not that, if those people in the land are really the chosen, and they're not all keeping the law, right? Even their leaders are not. They should be getting cursed and kicked out of the land. They should have to go to their enemy for the want of all things. They shouldn't be able to cancel people and say, you anti this, you anti that, you spoke against us, you cancelled while sinning. That's not supposed to be able to happen. They're supposed to have to go to their enemy for the want of all things. So their enemies are supposed to be the owning all the media and telling them what it is. Their enemies are supposed to be having to go to them. I mean, they're supposed to be having to go to their enemies for the want of all things, but that's not how it is, even though they're sinning. But because you people don't have an understanding of the Bible, you can't use none of this information, none of this prophetic information against these people, man. You people don't know, neither do you care to understand what the Bible is really talking about in terms of the Israelites. You just heard something, and because these people look Caucasian, just like how you are, you're like, okay, I'd rather them be the chosen than dark-skinned people. That's what it really is, man. But you know what? I've spoken enough on this topic, man. Those people are not the chosen, man. They're not the chosen, right? We are. We're the chosen, man. We're the Israelites. And if those people were really the Israelites, then explain why they're not fulfilling prophecy. Explain it. Explain why they're not going out of their way to make everybody else keep the laws. Neither are they keeping it themselves. Explain why they're not under the new covenant that Jeremiah prophesied, where the laws was going to be in their minds and in their hearts, and they wasn't going to have to tell another Israelite to keep the law, for they'd all know him from the least to the greatest. So there ain't going to be no ranking of, oh, these particular version of Israelites, of Jews, they keep the laws perfectly, but in these other ones, they're non-practicing. No, from the least to the greatest, they were supposed to all know it. Once the Israelites go back to the land for the final time again. But you people don't know nothing, man. And I'm going to end the video there, man. All praises to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. Basham Quadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom to the elect of the nation of Israel. Shalom.